Hi, how is everybody? I hope you're all doing well. I am wanting to talk to you about many things, and I have been trying to formulate a way to do that in one video. But I think rather than doing one video, I will be doing multiple videos that are shorter. And I also am not working from a script. I have come to a point that I feel comfortable talking about one piece of the situation I'm in without a script because I think I've just come to an understanding about it. And it's a situation that I'm not entirely comfortable with for a number of reasons. And I think the main reason it boils down to is that I think that this younger man that I'm dating is looking for a submissive woman. And I don't think that generally older women are very submissive. And this is kind of a revelation for me. It seems very obvious now. But I do think that as an older woman, I am less looking for someone to mold me. I have formed my opinions about life. I don't mind asserting myself and being articulate and being even effusive about my emotions and about things that I feel passionate about. I like to share my opinion with people. I like other people to share their opinions with me. And I like the reciprocity of sharing interests such as music and literature and art and theater. Now, these are not things that are of interest to the younger man that I've been seeing. And without going into too much detail, he very highly values his privacy. And so this is why I haven't been putting up videos about the situations that I'm encountering with him, because I don't know how to talk about these issues that I'm having with him without them making him look really bad. But suffice it to say that I think at least one other video on this situation will be about how different you can be from someone that you are dating without it being a deal breaker. And this person that I'm dating is very, very different from me as far as our values and as far as our expectations. But we have a lot of physical chemistry, and that is highly important to me. So I am willing to make compromises in other areas for that uh, physical chemistry. But how far am I willing to compromise my values is the question. And I just think that if a younger man is looking for a woman to shape or to submit to him or to maintain an illusion for him that he is superior in some way, then an older woman is probably not ideal for this younger man. And I say that because older women, for one thing, have probably already been in a relationship in their past where they did play that role of the submissive woman who maintains an illusion for her man of his superiority, and he can feel like king of the castle all the time. Um, and so that's one problem with the older woman being submissive, is that she's most likely already been in a relationship like that and found it to be unsatisfactory. So she's not going to do that again. And secondly, a dominant type personality male is going to constantly be irritated by the articulations and assertions of an older woman. And that is kind of what's happening with this younger man. So, without going into too much detail, I think that if a younger man is going to date an older woman, look at Edith peering at us. He needs to be ready to have his world changed a little bit and not expect similar roles that he's had with younger women in the past to be maintained in a pattern for him. That, in other words, he might even be playing a little bit more of a submissive role. And I say that only in the sense that he might have less life experience than the older woman he's dating. And so she has somewhat of an advantage over him in terms of dominance because of that life experience. But That doesn't mean she has to use that to wield power over him. She can use that to educate him and to foster patience in his growth and to expand her own understanding of relationships. So that can be a two-way street. But if the younger man is looking for the older woman to be submissive and to submit to all of his idiosyncrasies, because there are a lot of idiosyncrasies in dominant men that they expect their woman to validate for them and constantly prop up for them. That is probably not going to happen with an older woman. And I just say again that this seems really obvious in retrospect, but I was so, up until now, clueless on this because most of the relationships I've had, this issue hasn't come up of dominance or submission. It has been a relatively equal balance of power. And I've even gone so far in my videos as to say that I look for equality um, because that has been what I've had in my relationships. But this is the second time I've encountered a man who says he's looking for a submissive woman. So it's not exactly my first time. So I thought because these issues are becoming so um, persistent in this new dating situation I'm in, that I should talk about it with you and just say that. Putting cubs on notice that a cougar is really a challenge. And if you are looking for someone to maintain an illusion of your superiority, then you really aren't challenging yourself to grow. And a cougar will challenge you in the sense that you may not feel as secure and you may be a little bit more humbled by her into questioning how you conduct yourself and how you live your life, and you can learn how to live an enjoyable life from an older woman. You can learn how to cultivate patience in yourself from an older woman. You can learn to mature emotionally under the influence of an older woman in a relationship, in a dating relationship. So, if a cub is ready for those things psychologically and emotionally, then he will find success with an older woman. This is my belief in general. I believe that older women in general have a lot to offer in these areas for younger men, to cultivate their patience, help them deal with anger issues, just help them emotionally mature through the experience of what works with an older woman and what doesn't. And I think that's a very beneficial, wonderful relationship. And that's how it's been for me up until now. And I haven't, until recently, encountered men that were looking for a woman to be submissive to them. And it kind of makes me chuckle a little bit because I was definitely submissive when I was younger. And I've suggested to this man that he date younger. And he's said that I'm reading too much into it. But I do think that if he wants me to submit to him, it's going to be difficult for me, and it's not just my personality being a headstrong personality. I haven't always been like this. It's because of my age. So anyway, I'm going to stop there, and I think that the next video will be about how much can you be different from your mate without it breaking the relationship? What are deal breakers? Now, I don't want to title the video Deal Breakers. Look at Edith peeping on us. She's so cute. Hi, Edith. You want to come over? I don't want to title it Deal Breakers because it's not just about deal breakers. It's more about, I've even thought of calling it something along the lines of sexuality and social progress, because I do believe that if people are different from us, we can have cooperative relationships if there is enough physical chemistry. So how do you reconcile these differences when there is physical, sexual chemistry, but there are a lot of differences in values and philosophies? Okay, so that'll be the subject of my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!